What's up YouTube, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you all how to calculate after repair value or ARV. We're going to talk about how to run comps in your wholesale real estate business. Honestly, this applies to all areas of real estate, whether you're trying to find a rental property or a fix and flip. So before we go on, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and comment down below if you have any questions on how to find this information. Now, ARV stands for after repair value. That's the value you're going to use after, obviously, you repair the house. And as a wholesaler, you want to give that information to your cash buyer because your cash buyer most likely wants to flip that property or hold it as a rental. So it's important to give them an estimate of what the after repair value is going to be, because honestly, they're going to calculate it, estimate it on their end anyway, so you don't necessarily have to do it. I've sold deals to cash buyers where I said, hey, this is my price. I know this can go higher. I don't know exactly where, because at the end of the day, they're going to do their due diligence and run the numbers on their end. For you to understand it and for you to put this in your marketing toolbox, and when you're dishing this out through emails to other cash buyers along with your photos, you usually have to put like an estimated value or after repair value on that email. So I'm going to share my screen with you all and show you all how I find after repair value and just run some numbers in my real estate business. All right, so ARV, after repair value. So the first place that you can go is Propstream. Propstream is a great platform that you can find this information. If you all are interested, you can check my link down below, either in the comments or in the description. Most likely in the description, you get a 7 free day trial using my link. It just helps support this channel. So on Propstream, you have something right here called estimated value. That's essentially your after repair value. And I was lucky to find this house because it's probably in decent shape. Like the structure and bones are really good, but it probably needs some paint and some updates on the floor, take some wallpaper out. But the reason why this one has pictures is that it was listed for rent, and yeah, this is a rentable house, right? Everything's clean, everything's in order, everything's probably fixed. So this may not be the best gauge if you want to wholesale this type of property. I mean, you can still do it if you get a decent offer or a decent price for it, but I'm just going to use this for this video. So one thing is, yeah, you can just look at here on Propstream, or you can go to comparables and neighborhood. Now, comparables and nearby listings, you know, it gives you a list of recent comps. So sell date with similar square footage, with half a mile distance, and things of that nature. So for example, this house is a 3.2, around 1,400 square feet. And they have an example of a house right here that was sold earlier this year for $300,000. It's 3.2 and it's around 1,600 square feet. So it's a very similar comp. So you could tell like houses in this area with this similar beds, bath, and square footage sells around 300,000. That's why you have the estimated value. Another thing that you can do if you don't have this much information, and just to go back to basics, is use like a website like Zillow. Now I looked up this property again. You can look at Zestimate, but I always like to run my comps for sure, especially like for me in my business now, I'm working with lenders, and they're not just going to let me use Zestimate or the estimated value on Propstream, right? They're going to want me go into these comparables and show them listings, show them examples of houses that sold, right? Because I'm working on the flip, and I had to send my lenders 3 different comps in the area that sold, that has similar beds, bath, and square footage, and year built. And so something that they want is something like this. And yes, I can use Propstream for this, but I can't just copy and paste, oh, estimated value, or oh, Zestimate. Yeah, I have to run the numbers. And so this is very important as a wholesaler for you to do. So I'm in the area. I'm just going to zoom out of here. And, you know, this is around the area. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in exactly the similar comps to this property. So this property has 3 beds, 2 baths, around 1,400 square foot, and the year built is 1984. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here on more, and then square footage. Now I'm going to make it a range between 1,250 and 1,750, right? And then for year built, I'm going to make it 1975. You know, it doesn't even matter how old it is because yours is 1984 really. So you can go pretty low actually on that. And then max, I'll put 1990. And then I'll apply. Now it's just showing houses that are selling right now. You can see the ranges that they're in, but I'm going to look at the sold comps. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to look for sold properties and apply. And then I'm going to look through the pictures, look at which properties have been renovated, right? Which properties have been, have a fresh set of coat of paint. Like this one looks renovated, like the outside, like you compare it to its Google image, and this one sold for $295. So what I'll do is I'll put $295, like I'll copy and paste this link. I'll put this address right here. I'll copy and paste the address. I'll put it right here. And then I said it sold for $295. $295. And then you can look up like some more information about the property. It's a 3.2. You see it says it has been remodeled. So they put LVP flooring into it. They put a new HVAC system. So this was definitely a fix and flip. And another thing that you can do to make sure it was a fix and flip is look at price and tax and history. And from here you can see it sold in July of this year. And then they sold it again in October. This was a flip. And that's what you're planning to do with your property, or sell it to a flipper. So this is a perfect example of how to run comps and find after repair value. And also look at your offer price, because you could tell this person bought this property for $133,000. Let's say they put $70,000, $80,000 into this property. Now they're all in 210, 220, and they sold it for $295, right? So you could even see how much your offer price should be. And so let's say with this property you want to make $10,000, you can get this property for $130, sell it to your end buyer for $140, and say, hey, I'm selling you this property $140, $145. I know these properties sell for like close to $300,000, and you have the materials, you have the comps right here, you have the proof. And so perfect example. And so I'll just look through these pictures. I'll look through this one. This may not be a renovated property, but it's a property that's sold, that's updated and everything. Looking at the description and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. This was probably just a property that someone held on and they kept for a while. And you could keep on looking down. A lot of these properties don't have pictures. Like other areas, they still have their pictures in it. But you can see this looked like it was renovated. You see the Google image, right? And then you compare it to its picture, this final picture right here. This looks like a renovated property. Obviously, the exterior has been painted and things of that nature. And so you just go down that list. And there are other areas where you can see more pictures of sold properties. For some reason, I don't know why Orlando doesn't allow that. And then you can look at for sale. What's selling that's been renovated? Are there any houses that's been freshly renovated? This is like sort of kind of renovated house. Let's see. Yeah, all new paint inside, new AC. And you could go down low to see if it was sold recently. So it was sold in April for $246. And then they sold it for $285 actually. And then I guess they did some rehab and they're just doing a quick flip and they're trying to sell it for $100,000 more. Maybe they put 40, 50 grand. So this is another comp to consider to even put down, right? But this hasn't sold yet. And we've been seeing other properties were sold around that 300 mark. Another thing that I like to do is go back to sold and look at a set of newest, the highest to lowest that's been sold. And so you can see this one was sold for this amount of money. Maybe this is closer to the attractions in Orlando. And this looks like a house flip that was sold for $381, right? This was definitely a house flip. You could kind of see what they did to the property and things of that nature. And so that's what I would do. I would go down here, put as many properties as I can, and then average those three numbers, and that will be your ARV. All right, now offer price. Your offer price is going back, looking at when that property was sold, and then essentially making an offer similar to that. Another thing that you can do to find your offer price is to do the 70% rule. So let's say 300K is the max. So you have 300 right here. What you would do is you'll multiply that by 70%. So what I would do here is this times 0.7, which is 70%. And then I will minus my repairs. So let's say my repairs is $70,000. Repairs, that's something that it takes a while to understand, but honestly, kitchens are like 12 to 15 grand if it needs a full gut. Bathrooms are 10 grand. Paint, LVP flooring, that's another 15 grand. Those are some things that I kind of take into account. Electrical is going to be 10 grand if you need to rewire the whole house. Plumbing is going to be another 10 grand if it needs new plumbing. Roof is going to be 10 grand. A lot of 10 grands. But prices have increased recently, so a kitchen may be 12, 15 grand, right? A bathroom may be 12 grand, right? And so if those are major issues, right? If the house just needs paint and flooring and new appliances, paint the cabinets, that's not going to cost a ton of money, right? That may cost 30, 40 grand. But like these major ticket items, yeah, it can be up there. You have the 70%, you have this. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take how much you want to make. What's your assignment fee? Let's say your assignment fee, let's make it big. We want to make 20 grand, right? Let's make 20 grand, y'all. All right, so your fee and then your max offer. Boom, boom, boom. Put a box under here. So that will equal this minus this minus this. And that's your max offer that you want to offer on the property in this area. So we calculated after repair value, looking at the comps, or maybe just taking a number off of Propstream or Zillow because they're right around the right answer. But you've seen on Zillow, some houses actually go for higher. So if you're able to renovate the house pretty well, and based on the area, because these are different areas now. Like if we zoom in closer, we may not get that high of a number. Oh, we still get 360, 355. So it's a possibility it may go up there. So yeah, you can do that and then average it out, divide it by 3, get 3 comps divided by 3. Or just take the median, which is the middle. And then your max offer is 300. Let's say your ARV is that. And then this is the 70% that you multiply that by. And then you get the rehab. And then you minus your fee, how much you want to make, 120. Now, if they say, hey, I could do 130, you're making 10 grand, take that 10 grand, okay? Obviously. And so, yeah, those are some running numbers in your wholesale business. All right, let me know what you all think about running numbers in your business. If you all find this helpful and entertaining and interesting, please leave a like down below and comment any questions you have. All right, talk to you all later.